VBN, the Rich Video Blog Network, home to weekly NFL predictions, personality profiles, professional wrestling video blogs, sports video blogs, entertainment video blogs, and BTA video blogs, plus tons more. Collection of my work going back to June of 2014 is on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. RVB in Billerica, Massachusetts. Only video blog on the internet that matters. Time is now 8:22 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Tuesday, January 10, 2016, around 8:22 in the morning, Billerica, Massachusetts. Only 10 degrees out, but it's going to be shooting up to the upper 30s today, and later on today could be some rain showers. Might start off with a little mix, and Wednesday's going to be rain showers in the morning, but in the afternoon clearing. Temperature's going to be shooting up to the mid-50s, so we'll have a January thaw on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All the snows out there right now will be melted away. But don't get used to it. Winter will return. We'll probably get clobbered with another snowstorm. The odds of this area not getting a snowstorm from here for the next 2 months is the same as New York Jets winning the Super Bowl. 0. Some news to report on the RBBN Newswire. The Clemson Tigers beat the Alabama Crimson Tide by the score of 35-31 in the National Championship football game. A big upset. Clemson is the new National Football Champions. Congratulations to them. I know Kelly Nash of the MLB Network and the NHL Network is happy about that because she's a big Clemson fan, and Kelly has nice legs. Also, New York Knicks point guard Derrick Rose missed last night's game. He didn't tell anybody. There's rumors that he's attending some family problems in Chicago, or there's another rumor going around that he just walked out on the team because he was benched during the game Friday night. That's not good if you walk out, if you're benched after not showing up for a game or not telling anybody. If you do that in any other job, you could face immediate termination. I think Derrick Rose's time with the New York Knicks might be over. And the Tampa Bay Rays signed Corey Rasmus to a 1-year contract. And that's about it on news from the RVBN Newswire. Be back in a flash with my first video blog of the day, the personality profile. Keep calm, everybody. I'm Julie Guy. Molly was blood at WCCOX and has nice legs. Elizabeth Hott is so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy's awesome Amy. Then the Church of WPIX Channel 11 in New York. Such a rocking cougars get best like in New York City. And Elaine Claire of WHDH Channel 7 in Boston. Morning meteorologist. Cute, leggy TV weather forecasters only on RBVBN. Time is now 8:25 in the morning. I'm back, Jack. My first video blog subject of the day is always the personality profile. Today's personality profile is one of the most legendary NFL coaches of all time. It's Chuck Noll. Chuck Noll was famous for coaching the Pittsburgh Steelers for over 20 years. He took a Steelers team that was a consistent loser to one of the greatest franchise dynasties in NFL history in the 1970s. Chuck was born and he grew up in Cleveland, Ohio area. His dad worked as a butcher, and Chuck worked as a butcher when he was a young lad. His mother was a florist, and Chuck played youth football, and he played running back and tackle. He played with future NFL player Harold Owens, was one of his youth football teammates. That's amazing. And then he played high school football, and he was so good at that he won all state honors. That was pretty amazing. And he was planning to go to University of Notre Dame as a running back and a tackle, but he suffered some seizure, and the coach at University of Notre Dame at that time, Frank Leahy, refused to let Chuck play for him, refused to give him a scholarship because of his medical condition. They didn't want to take a chance on him. Then Chuck had to go to the University of Dayton, and he was on the co-captain of the football team in his senior year. He was nicknamed Pope. And Chuck was a decent player in college. He got drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 1953. That was his hometown team. He played 7 seasons in the NFL as a defensive tackle, but he wasn't a star. He never made any Pro Bowl teams. He was just one of those like average players, like a quality player, but he wasn't a star. He was known for sending messages to quarterbacks. And in the off season, he worked as a teacher, because back then the average NFL player only made about $5,000 to $10,000 a year. That's not good to live off of an entire year. And in 1960, Chuck retired from the NFL. He became an assistant coach, first for the San Diego Chargers of the AFL for a few years, and then he went to the Baltimore Colts for a few years. In 1969, Chuck became head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. There was rumors that Chuck was in the running to become the Patriots head coach around that time period. The Pittsburgh Steelers back in that time was a very poor to mediocre team at best. They played teams tough during this time period, but they could never win on a consistent basis. They were competitive when they lost a lot, but they didn't have really any success. And Chuck took them over, and he made them a powerhouse with players like Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris and Mean Joe Green and Mike Webster and Lynn Swann and others. 8 seasons, the Pittsburgh Steelers won 10 or more wins. 9 seasons, he led them to the AFC Central Division title, making 11 playoff appearances. Chuck was known for the steel curtain of defense. 2 times he was Coach of the Year in the NFL, and he led the Steelers to wins in 4 Super Bowls. The Steelers was the first big-time NFL dynasty in the Super Bowl era. And Chuck continued to coach the Steelers after Terry Bradshaw and Franco Harris and Lynn Swann and Mean Joe Green and Mike Webster were out of their primes. The Steelers were still a decent team, but they weren't the NFL elite. There was many times the Steelers continued to struggle during the late 80s, and they said that Chuck Noll should give it up because he's basically, lost his, magical touch. In 1991, Chuck finally stepped aside as coach of the Steelers because they had several mediocre to poor seasons. He retired with a career record of 193, 148, and 1 tie, 16-8 in the playoffs, and he won 4 Super Bowls. He was a slam dunk Hall of Fame first balloter in 1993. And Chuck lived a quiet life after retired. He passed away in 2014, and he's probably one of the legendary coaches in the NFL, in the top 10, plus probably the most famous coach of all of Pittsburgh sports history, which includes the Pirates and Penguins. That's about it. And Chuck Noll, I'll be back later on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google, plus 2 more video blogs. One will be about why I still read newspapers, and newspapers are still a good resource. And the third and final video blog of the night will be about the MSG house show card results from the WWE from June 16th, 1984. Continuing on the journey for WWE house show card results from the world's most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. I'm going to be doing this until I reach 1992. And like I always say, keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Button guy. Julie Button is from Orlando, Florida. New 6. She's got the best legs in Orlando, Florida, bar none. And one of these days, I'm going to interview Julie on my podcast. It's going to happen, my friends. And Marley Roseblood of WCCLX has nice legs. Marley's a top candidate to be interviewed for my video blog because I'm a big Marley fan. Elizabeth Hart, so stunning. She's the best. Amy Sweezy of Reach 2 rocks. And she's got nice legs. Barbara Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. Best legs in Raleigh, North Carolina. Linda Church of WPIX Channel 11 New York's morning meteorologist is a rocking cougar. She's got the best legs in New York City by none. Jamie Hirsch of the MLB Network and NHL Network is so cute and she's got nice legs. And Heidi Watney of MLB Network is the best. In the words of Dee Patel last week, no bus by now.